Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Persona 4.21. In this episode, we're going to at least do some social links and catch the guy in the Samigawa floodplain now that it stopped raining. Because he's also a quest too. On that note, I can't really start the social link with Nanako just yet. It's gonna be a couple of days. Actually, it'll be probably after the exam. So on that note, I think it would be time for me to do some work, because the only thing I have for the sofa is the Man series, and really I don't want to read that again. I mean, you could, but what's the point? I think it's a one-time only thing if I'm not mistaken. And the book just disappears for some reason. So on that note, time to show off origami cranes. Because why not? Origami cranes will give you understanding. Oh, and you will need understanding in order for you to get the tutoring job later on in the game. So on that note, you just need to keep on working on the bundles of cranes to raise up your understanding. And there's still Aya's challenge, so if you have 3,000 yen to spare, why not? So, on that note, it's Wednesday. There's no school. And there's no practice. And there's no drama. So, guess what? We can hang out with somebody. Yosuke's not available on Wednesdays, unfortunately. So that leaves Chie. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Or, no, actually. Yosuke would basically, bring some people along with you, and you won't actually level up that social link, you'll just actually gain some points for it. So the next time you do start the social link, you'll at least be able to level up one rank. I mean, sometimes social links have group gatherings, and sometimes social links can interrupt other social links and chase them away. And that social link who chased the other social link away will end up getting the points for it instead of the social link you were originally with. I know I said social link a lot of times, but I'm just letting you all know what type of ordeal you'll be with. So if you probably get into a social link meeting with Chie and all of a sudden someone else shows up and chases her away, that person will end up getting the points instead of Chie. On that note, we would say I heard of it. And that would be... Actually, that's the steak place. Never mind. That's not the quest I'm looking for. This isn't the quest I'm looking for either. It's just some kid. In fact, there's just some girl that's spacing out over there. And I do believe that girl is probably one of the Fox's Emmas later on. I'll worry about it later. But for right now, this guy. Talk to him and he will ask you to get a Mori Ranmaru, which is at the Konishi liquor store. However, the real Konishi liquor store doesn't have it. So guess where you're going to have to go? To the one in the TV world. Don't worry, you'll be able to go back to all the dungeons once we go in for the 4th time storyline to the next dungeon at least. And the fact that the fact that Ranmaru has a drink named after him, I mean, the only thing he actually did was become Nobunaga's law retainer. And I don't know if Nobunaga's been critically panned or critically loved, depending on which interpretation, but Ranmaru was his loyalist subject, and always had been until, that is, Mitsuhide showed up and burned the place down, killing the two in the process. Yep. And to this day, nobody could still understand why he did that. But enough about the Edo period history. Let's talk about this social link with Chie. Chie is more action-oriented social link, so you'll probably do things, you'll probably have answers that will actually work the best with Chie. I'll try to go slow, but I think at one point I was conking out and I accidentally went fast in one of these social links. I think it was hers. And if I did, I apologize. But sometimes when I'm playing, I, for some reason, conk out, and it's no fault of mine. I just mentally conk out, and in turn, makes the whole body conk out. I don't know why it does it, but it does. And I have been getting proper sleep, so that's another thing. So on that note, select right for the train. And seeing as how I got Aries, she's got +3 for that. And say I'm cool with it. That's going to give you the best points. And now, pretty sure there was another option. I've got to remember. But Chie's trying to train hard because of the fact that, well, she met her shadow, and her shadow pretty much reminded her just how weak she could be, so that's why she's training. She's also training to try to at least be strong enough to protect Yukiko, obviously. Give it some time. Yukiko also will have a social link. I think it'll be later on in the month, too. So there's a lot of social links that'll be opened up in May. On that note, Chie will have poor guy doing frog leaps. Thank God it's not a minigame. Ah, thank the Lord. All I gotta say is this, though. Frog leaps is really hard to do. And the fact that Chie does them on her, as her training regimen, no wonder she has strong kicking power. So with that said, I do believe that day's over with, so... not yet. Jumping the gun. Like I said, Nanako's available some of the nights, not all of them. And nothing catches our eye. Let's see, there's nothing in the kitchen. And now it's time for us to go to bed. Yeah, go to bed in a Persona game. Remind me of that stupid cat. Take your ass to sleep. I'm just kidding. In other words, I'm just going to go on ahead and try to get some more money. I should show off make envelopes eventually. Because that's what you're going to also have to do to make some money too. But seriously, more money means more equipment. And that leftover stuff I have, I could just sell that off. Because I'm going back to Yukiko's castle anyway to get some better stuff. So let's go for literal translation. And that just gave me 5,000 yen. And that means more money. It'll be enough, because I'm still grinding up money for one reason and one reason only. After we're dealing with Tanji's dungeon, eventually along the line, Empress's social link will actually show up. But for the Hermit, speaking of which, we might as well go to Yasa Inaba Station. This is what's going to start the Hermit social link. And for the love of God, go to the Yasa Inaba Station. So, what we're going to do is buy a drink. And I think that's going to get us a tap soda Well, that works. And that's going to send us straight to the Tatsumi Shrine, where we will meet the social link that should have been available before we went into Yukiko's castle. But you know how Atlas is. They want to have somewhat of a challenging game, quote unquote. That letter I had at the beginning of this part is pretty much justified, considering the fact that they don't use, like, an actual challenge. Some of it is an actual challenge, others is just flat out fake difficulty. The fact that the fox isn't available until now is kind of fake difficulty. But the good news is, at least the fox is available. Because the fox is your SP healing. All the tap sodas in the world won't testament to the fact that you can just pour a lot of money into the fox so that you'll be able to restore your SP to full. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money and that's a lot of grinding, but it's better than actually waiting on a weekly basis for tap soda, and more importantly, trying to go through treasure chests, and on New Game Plus, risking the Reaper showing up, trying to find SP healing items. And what we're doing basically with the fox is picking up Emma requests, which is practically side quests, and just doing them. Oh boy. Soon as we get this old man out of the way, the old man basically is hurting and he needs some sort of antidote. And once we deal with that, then I'll talk more about the fox later. But for right now, we're going to hand that leaf over to the guy. It would be a good idea to do it. I mean, it's not like they're going to do so anyway. I mean, not like I'm not going to be able to do anything else anyway, so we might as well just hand over the leaf. But each and every request is mundane to the last. At least this guy is rubbing a special leaf that soothes injuries, at least. It's kind of a home remedy. Now, that is something that you're going to be probably dealing with. Like random things, including love, building Gundams, fishing. That last one is really important. Yeah, you're practically going to be going through a lot of trouble. And since we completed that one, now we have ourselves the established social link. I mean, foxes are cute, don't get me wrong, and then those fuckers kill your chickens. That's when their cuteness stop. But still, the fox is available at any time. You could do these missions at any time except for certain missions that involve school. When there's like a school holiday or a summer break, if you're on a mission that involves school, you can't do it. You gotta wait till school reopens. Sorry about that. But the only thing good about the fox is SP healing, and as you rank up this social link, the SP cost, no, the cost for you to heal SP, that's what I meant to say, reduce as you go along. It's based by 600 yen per HP, no, per SP, sorry. So basically, if you have 76 SP, that's a good number of SP you're healing. However, here's the cons, and there's a lot of them. There's a rank 3 understanding, no, rank 6 has a level 3 understanding paywall. The quest takes 2 to 3 days to complete, and you gotta get to rank 9 by September. That's right. And completing the quest actually costs you a day. I didn't stutter when I said you gotta get to rank 9 by September, because by September, in order to actually get rank 10, the fish only shows up in September. So, I just briefly mentioned about the fishing, but yes, you have to at least get all the way up to rank 9 by September, at least the 1st to the 4th of September. You can still catch them again in October, but it's going to be harder. So at least now the fox is going to be in the dungeon from here on in. Hey, you want to know what else is going to be in the dungeon too? An optional boss in Yukiko's castle. So on that note, don't even bother dealing with that optional boss until you're at the appropriate level to take it down. And with that said, since I've got that Inma done and the fox was running around happy, taking my yen, now it's time for us to go home and start yet another event. I think this is going to lead up to our next dungeon, I suppose.
The prime suspect in yesterday's ATM robbery in northern Inaba was arrested earlier today. The alleged thief is Pomena Sushin, a 26-year-old former employee of the company which reported the stolen vehicle. According to the police investigation, Pomena Sushin was...
I'm home. Ugh. How many days is he gonna call in sick? These rookies lately sure are...
Welcome back!
Nanako. I'm sorry I broke my promise again.
Oh, my big bro and his friends played with me instead.
I see. Thanks.
Oh, that's a Juness bag. What's in it?
Good eye. Well, today is Children's Day. So I brought you a present.
Yay! Ooh, a t-shirt.
It took me a while to decide what to get you. You like it?
Wow, there's a picture on the front. That's so funny. Yay!
I got you one too. Not that you're still a child or anything, but fair's fair. Don't mention it. I thought you might need one soon. Well then, let's eat.
Okay.
Well, at least he made up for the fact he missed out on everything. But due to Dojima being here, we cannot actually start Nanako's Social Link. Now, on that note, it'll be a while before we... Actually, no, it'll be a couple of days before we start his Social Link. Which, by the way, Dojima is the hair fat social link. And there's nothing in the fridge. So on that note, I'm going to end it here. On the next episode, we're going to continue on with the rest of the week. And more importantly, exam week. So I'll see you guys next time on Persona 4. This is RVMan985. Peace out.